Everybody buckle up. This is going to be a long run, and I am probably going to mess up a lot, but I'm just going to do our hardcore no reset. So, here we go. I need to open splits now. Hold on. So open splits. PM glitchless. Yes. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to a 5-hour speed run of Paper Mario Glitchless. I am your host, Mike Feedback, and this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be real fun. I'm excited. You can feel the excitement in the air, the electricity surging through everybody's hands as we start this incredible run. It's gonna be great. Dude, you're just in time for Paper Mario, Sai. Also, what I wanted to show you was the Hair War standings, which are kind of... yeah. These are the current Hair War standings, Sai, just so you know. Yeah, so there you go. Pink got a huge surge. What's up, Venick? Yeah, dude, it's gonna be an absolute train wreck, Venick. It's gonna be an absolute nightmare. It's just gonna be like... I guarantee you, I'm gonna mess up by chapter 4. Like, I'm gonna mess something up that's gonna cost me like 10 minutes. And I'm just gonna be sitting here like, why? Alright. So, the thing about this is that this route is set up in such a way that you finish the game by getting really, really, really few encounters. And every encounter is, like, super intended. So, like, you can't... like, if you get random encounters, it's gonna cost you a lot of time. Alright, take care, Multi-Riot. Sleep well, friend. Have a wonderful evening. Skeletity%. Yes, sir. What's up, Dr. Nick? The ever so wonderful Skeletity. The maiden of the Skeleton War. Yeah, Thursday. Fi-Fi, that is slander and truth. My butt's kind of cute. My butt's kind of cute. It tricks me sometimes, though, so I can't call it cute. Because when I call it cute, it takes over. We can't have that, Fi-Fi. If my butt gets a mind of its own and becomes sentient, we're fucked. You can't be complimenting it like that, Fi-Fi. Are you understanding the severity of the situation, Fi-Fi? The danger you're putting the chat in? The danger you're putting us in? Bad stuff's gonna go down, man. I'm talking, lights will cut out, it'll be bad. Nice, Rusty, go do it. Dude, Fi-Fi though, thank you so much. Yep, I know, Sai. I know, we can still kind of try for it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll talk to you after this. I will talk to you after this, my friend. An anime butt. 俺のバットはとっても濃い、とっても怖いですね。そしてとっても怖いです。
このケーキはとっても美味しいだな。そのケーキは食べましょうか。
I've just given up. Dude, thank you, Fi-Fi. You are amazing. Who's a bigger butt, TFT Sniper or me? I don't know, man. Those are two different leagues of butt. You can't really compare them. Alright, not bad. Norfolk, you just missed me starting this run. I'm just gonna do a hardcore no reset. I'm just gonna have fun with the run and be done in like 6 hours or something probably, because that's how this works. That is how this works. I am speaking weeaboo. I do speak weeaboo. It's kind of fun. Oh man, I had the best Japanese teacher too. Like, okay, so 5 people, you'll enjoy these stories because now I have an excuse to tell stories again. Hooray. I had a Japanese teacher all throughout high school. I had her for all 4 years, and her name was Ikuyo Sanchez. Now, the first day we met this woman, her name was Miss Sanchez, and we noticed that, like, the super white woman was teaching Spanish, and we were like, hold on, and Miss Sanchez is teaching Japanese, so what's going on? Is the French teacher teaching fucking English? Like, what's going on? So we were all really, really confused. And this tiny little Asian woman walks in, and we're just like, hi, and she's just like, hello, and, you know, she goes about her business, and then she's like, konnichiwa, minasan. Hello, everyone. And we're just like, whoa, 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 whoa. We're waiting for Miss Sanchez, and she just goes, I am Miss Sanchez. And we're just like, you are not Miss Sanchez. And so for 4 years, I had this teacher, and she was quite frankly one of the best teachers I've ever had in my life. And I will tell you one of my favorite stories about her. And this is during an oral presentation that my friend Josh Rainey was giving about his airsoft gun. So he's talking about the airsoft gun, and the Japanese word for gun is ju. And so he finishes his presentation, but instead of using the word Jew, he uses the word gun. And so Sensei just goes, oh, very good, Josh-san. Now you see, in Japan, very good, Josh-san. Now you see, Japanese word for gun is a Jew. Now, in Japan, Jew not allowed. Japanese man cannot own a Jew. But in America, everyone own a Jew. You go into any American household and they own a Jew. And the class is just laughing hysterically at this point. And my friend Dylan's just like, I own 4 Jews, Sensei. And Josh Rainey's just like, Sensei, that's hella racist. And she goes, wow, Josh-san, you don't know what a Jew is? You know a Jew? Bing, 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 bing. And everybody just starts dying. And Josh just goes, Sensei, was that a Holocaust reference? Can somebody change the title, by the way? Either Quad or Rusty, change it to Paper Mario. All right. But yeah, so my Japanese teacher was a card. So yeah, that's my Japanese teacher in a nutshell. So yeah, that's my Japanese teacher. She was a card. I loved her. Like, she was really fantastic. She was one of my favorite teachers growing up, just because she was like one of the only teachers who actually took me seriously. Oh, right, the high fives. So, with the high fives, this is a fun little one. Dango Mangoes, let's Paper Mario shirtless. Oh, the word fork. Yeah, there are a couple. I have a couple of stories about her. I'll just tell you all of them. So, then there was the fork story. So, in Japanese 1, the first thing you learn is very basic things. You learn like the first 10 letters of the alphabet in Japanese, which are a, I, U, E, O, and kakikuke, ko. And then you also start to learn how to Romanize words and, you know, spell them and pronounce them and da-da-da-da-da. Well, what ended up happening is one of the first things she teaches you is how to say some of the utensils, which are, you know, Romanized English words. So, spoon, knife, foku. And so, while she's teaching it one day, she's teaching it to her Japanese 1 class, which I'm TAing for. And she's just like, she gets to the word fork, and she just goes, foku. And the entire class starts dying. And, you know, she's been doing this for years. And so, it's my understanding that she's used to this crap. So she'll just diffuse the situation, but she doesn't pick up on it. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, there's no way she's not, like, actually seeing this right now. Like, she has to at least be somewhat conscious of what's going on right now. But anyway, so she, after a couple of weeks, you know, they keep asking, you know, how to pronounce fork when it comes to review time. Okay, good. I made it. Just barely, though. Anyways, wait. Do I have a pipe to fit the storytime mood? I do not. Not on me, anyways. But, so anyways, so she asks me one, and she's just like, Zach-san, why do they laugh? And I'm just like, Sensei, what it sounds like you're saying is fuck. And she just goes, like she genuinely did not know. After teaching at this high school for like 8 or 9 years, I'm pretty sure, she did not know that they were laughing because it sounded like fuck. And I was amazed. And so next class period, she's just like, now, are there any words that we need to review? And one of the kids is like, how do you say fork, Sensei? And she just
Thank
goes,
you.
I'm not falling for that again. Thank you, DJ Skate66 for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Moo story. Oh, hamster. All right, I'll tell Moo story. So, I have an older brother. I was the youngest of 4 for the longest time before my mother had my baby sister, Grace. And I was the youngest of 4. And when I was about 12 years old, my brother was about 16. And one day my mother goes out and while she's gone, she's just like, you boys aren't allowed to leave the house. And my brother's just like, but Mom, we want to go to Johnny's, and Johnny's is around the corner. And she's like, you are not to leave the court. And she's just like, and we're like, come on, Mom, it's Johnny. And she's like, all right, you're allowed to go to Johnny's, but if you go any farther than that, you're in deep shit. I'm like, okay, sure.
Thank you.
So, my brother, after my mother and my sisters leave to go on errands, he's just like, hey, Zach, do you want to go meet Moo? Now, let me tell you about Moo. Moo was a person that was a friend of my brother's. His name was Andrew. And my brother used to introduce Andrew to my mother as Moo. And Moo was incredibly rich. Like, for whatever reason, his family just had a crap ton of money. And so my brother would always bring home, like, magazines for me, like Nintendo Power magazines. He brought me home a Game Boy one time. And he would bring home, like, makeup and candy for my sisters and all this other really cool shit. And it was because of Moo. And so one day, my brother's like, Zach, do you want to go see Moo? And I'm just like, well, we're not supposed to leave the court. And he's just like, it's just Moo, dude. Come on, let's go. And I'm just like, fuck yeah, let's... Oh, I did the tutorial. Fuck. Well, whatever. I'll finish this story and then do a serious run because I accidentally fucked the tutorial. So I'm like, yeah, dude, I want to meet Moo. So we saddle up, we grab our backpacks, and we book it out of there. So as we're walking, we're heading towards this park, and you cut through the park to get to where Andrew lives, and then you can continue on it, and just following it takes you to a shopping center. Well, my brother starts walking, and I start cutting over to go to where Andrew is. My brother grabs my hand, and he just tugs me back onto the sidewalk, and we keep walking like we're going to the shopping center. And I'm like, Nick, what are we doing? And he's like, Zach, I haven't been entirely honest with you. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm 12 years old. We are well outside the court at this point, and I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to be there. So my brother's taking me along, and we get to the shopping center over by where, like, you know, the local shopping center over by where I live, and we go inside a Borders Books. And we go in there, and I have an empty backpack on my back, and he's walking around, and he goes over towards the music section, and he's just like, Zach, stand still. And I'm like, okay. And he unzips the backpack, and he starts filling it with CDs, manga, books, all kinds of shit that he can get his hands on. And so he does this for like 5 or 10 minutes. And once he has a sufficient amount of stuff, he goes, okay, Zach, give me the backpack, and then I want you to go outside and wait for me at the island between Target and Borders. And he meant like the parking island. And I was like, okay, I guess so. So I go over there, and I'm waiting. And as I'm sitting there, he's taking a while. And then all of a sudden, I hear the alarm in Borders go off. My brother decided to go out the fire escape exit and then run around the front. And he grabbed me and said, run, run. So we ran across the parking lot. We switched jackets. He gave me the bag, and then we went into Target. So at this point, we have about $400 or $500 worth of merchandise. I mean, like, there's a lot of shit in this backpack. So we go into Target. And I'm shaken up because I've just realized that we have just stolen a lot of stuff. And I'm 12. So I'm going through and I'm just like shaking, and he's just like, come on, Zach, let's get you some stuff. And so we go down the action figure aisle, and he starts grabbing me all these Gundam figurines, and, you know, he starts stuffing cards in his shirt pockets, and I'm just like, here, take some cards and put them under your shirt. And I'm just like, okay. So I take a couple stacks of Dragon Ball Z cards, and I'm like holding them under my shirt, and we decide to take what was formerly the botany exit back in the day. And the botany exit was this big open gardening section at the far end of Target that had minimal security. And part of the reason why they shut it down was because it was so easy to like get out through it. And so we took that exit. And when we went through, the sensors in the merchandise from Borders set off the alarm. And so it went off, and my brother started to book it. But I was between him, the cashier, and like I was standing between him and the cashier, and I froze. And the cashier started coming towards me, and my brother's like, Zach, run! And I'm just like, and so my brother jumps between me and the cashier. He drops the stuff that we've taken from Target, except for the stuff that's in the bag, and has me do the same. And then we start walking. And as we're walking, I'm sobbing. I am like tore up. I am freaking the fuck out at this point. I just want to go home. And he's like, come on, Zach, here, we're going to get you some stuff in KB Toys. We're going to go home and play some Pokemon. You want to play some Pokemon? Pokemon cards? And I'm like, yeah, I want to play some Pokemon cards. And so we go over by a KB Toys that's along this strip of stores, and he ducks into KB Toys, and in like 30 seconds is out with like 5 decks of Pokemon cards. I don't even know how. But so we're walking along, and there's 4 stores that you have to pass, and when you pass those 4 stores, you get to the crosswalk that leads across to the neighborhood that leads towards my house. And I'm going to chronicle this next part by those 4 stores. And the way it goes is Supercuts, Petco, GameStop, Pool Supplies. And this is important. So we're walking along, and we go along the KB strip until we hit Supercuts. And as we're walking past Supercuts, I hear my brother say, "Oh shit." And I look at him and I'm like, "What do you, oh shit, what?" And he looks over to his right, and I kind of like peek over to see what he's looking at, and I see a gold Dodge Intrepid. Now, this car wouldn't really be significant if it weren't for the fact that the Dodge symbol on the front of this car was missing. And part of the reason why was because the person who owned this Dodge Intrepid was my mother. Now, again, we were not supposed to leave the court beyond Johnny's house, which is bad. Supercuts, I hear my brother say, "Oh shit." By the time we pass Petco, my brother says, "Zach, you might want to get ready." And I'm like, "What?" We hit GameStop. And by the time we hit GameStop, all I hear from behind me is, "Zachary! Nicholas! Get in the car!" And we turn around and my mother is standing there, looking absolutely furious. My sisters are in the car, pointing, going, "It's Zach and Nick! It's Zach and Nick!" And we're just like, oh no. And we get inside the car, and my mother is absolutely pissed. Because again, we weren't supposed to leave the court. That's like 100 feet from our house. We were in the shopping center on the other side of town. My mother's pissed. We get thrown into the back of the car and zoomed home. My brother and I are like, we are in deep shit. It's over. It's done. We are fucking dead. And my mother takes us into the house, and on the way in, she goes in first and says, "Get in your fucking room." And so me and my brother go, and my brother throws the backpack that we had into the recycling bin on his way in to dispose of all the shit that he stole. And so we go into our bedroom. My mother comes in. She spanks the living fucking shit out of us, and we are grounded for 6 months apiece. And we are just like, holy shit. Like, I'm freaking out. My brother's like, "Zach, I'm so sorry. I never meant to get you into this. I'm so sorry." And I'm just like fucking losing my mind. And then I hear from the hallway, like clockwork, my sisters come in. And they're both yelling, "Mom, there's a backpack! There's a backpack!" I didn't even start the timer. They go, "There's a backpack! There's a backpack!" And I'm like, oh no. And my mother goes quiet. And we can hear the backpack unzipping. And the CDs. And the books. And everything falling out of this bag. And my mother barges into the bedroom. And almost like it was her catchphrase as a kid, my mother says, "Nicholas, what the fuck did you do?" And so she grabs my brother and she throws him into her car and she zooms off to Borders with this backpack and she turns my brother in. And were it not for the grace of the manager saying there's no need to arrest him, we got the merch back, my brother would have gone to juvie. That is the story of Moo Moo. So there you go, friends. That's the story of Moo Moo. I feel like chat's not updating. Oh, right. Moo Moo was not real, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Moo Moo was fake. Andrew didn't give shit. My brother stole it all. Yeah, Witwix has his Blastoise icon as a bunch of emotes. Oh, the prince. Oh god. Okay, so this one is funny. So when I was 13, I was an anime porn nut. Like I was a little hentai nerd, and I was just like, oh my god, anime, hentai. Like I was a Japanophile, so I was all about that shit. And what I would do is I would print out pictures, and I kept them in like a binder, right? Well, one day I put that binder in my backpack, and I forgot about it, quite literally, for 2.5 years. Fast forward, I'm about 16 years old now. This binder's been sitting in my backpack for about 3 years, and I've never taken it out because I just don't give a shit. It's mostly filled with vagina stuff, and I'm gay. And so I'm walking down the hallway of my campus, and all of a sudden one of the security guards pulls up to me in a golf cart. He says, "Is your name Zach?" And I'm like, "Yes, sir. Why?" And he's just like, "Okay, well, I need to bring all the Zachs up to the front office." And I'm like, "Well, why do you need to bring us up to the front office?" And he's like, "Well, apparently a student at another school in the district was found with a blowtorch, and he was given the blowtorch by somebody named Zach, who fit a description of about 5'8" with brown shaggy hair." And I was like, okay. So they let me get my backpack. I get into the cart, and I drive up to the principal's office. And I'm sitting in the lobby, and, you know, it's me and like 4 other Zachs, and we're all kind of like, for real, is this happening? And they're just like, "You too?" And I'm like, yup. So we're sitting up there. I finally get called in. I bring my backpack in, and the principal's just like, "So do you know why you're up here?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, because apparently some guy named Zach gave some kid at Franklin a blowtorch." And he's just like, "Exactly. So did you give it to him?" And I'm just like, "Sir, if I had a blowtorch, I sure as hell wouldn't put it in a backpack. That said, no, I did not." And he goes, "Okay, well, I'm going to search your bag. Now, is there anything in here that you shouldn't have?" And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm kind of sifting through shit in my head. Like, okay, I have this in the front pocket, I have this in the back pocket, and in the middle pocket, and then it clicks that there is a massive stack of porn in that pocket, in the middle pocket of my backpack. And he's ready to start unzipping the backpack. And I go, "All right, here we go." And I just go, "Well, there's a bunch of old porn in the middle pocket from when I was 13, so, I mean, there's that, but other than that, there shouldn't be." And he goes, "Okay." So he opens up the backpack. And when I say there was a stack, I mean there was a stack. I'm talking like that big. There was a stack. And so he pulls this fat stack of lewd anime imagery out of my bag, and he starts sifting through it. And I'm sitting here, and the absolute shame is washing over me. I feel absolutely awful. I can hear myself getting suspended or expelled, and I am just like, oh shit, I am fucked right now. But then a miracle happens, and the principal evens out the stack, sets it down by his desk, and says, "Okay, there's no blowtorch in here, you are free to go." And I sat there in a state of fucking disbelief as this fool just sifted through my raunchy ass anime porn and did not find anything that made him go, and he goes, "I don't see a problem here." Like, what? Fun thing though, he was removed like 2 weeks later. Like, he wasn't removed, but like he transferred 2 weeks later. So I'm kind of curious as to whether or not that had anything to do with it. What's up, Dizzy Panda? Welcome. Yep. He liked it. I think we have similar taste. He probably, like, before I left, gave me some wink, just like, "You have good taste." Like, I wouldn't put it past me. I wouldn't, not past me, but I wouldn't put it past him, rather. I wouldn't put it past him, just, "You did good." But yeah, so those are some of my stories. You walked into shirtless Paper Mario, which I'm absolutely sucking eggs at right now. Dude, it's awful. Like, it's super awful. Slicker, you can with a mod right now, but as far as N64 games coming standard, you have to use the Wii menu on the Wii U. Like, you have to boot up the Wii menu instead of using the Wii U menu because you can't get them saved to, like, the front page hard drive. So, like, it can't be saved to your main Wii U menu. You would have to boot the Wii menu through your Wii U and then play the games that you have on your Wii, which is, again, totally possible, but, like, it's just a pain in the ass, and I don't feel like doing it because I just don't feel like doing that with my Wii U right now. Ha! What's up, Josh? No. He confiscated the shit out of it. It was gone. Like, I never saw a scrap of it ever again, thank God. It was basically free recycling. It went to a good home. It went to a good home. That's all that matters, is it went to a really good home. At least it will be loved. No more hentai. Like, I've had some pretty shitty stuff happen. Like, I have some funny stories quite well at my expense all the time. Like, I'm really used to it. And it's actually super fun to just talk about the embarrassing situations sometimes, because it's like, that's what happens. It just happens, you know? Yeah, that scares me, and I don't want to think about that, Sienna. Didn't you have a new principal, Mike? Yeah, we had a new one 2 weeks later. There will be. They're making an adapter, Slicker. They're currently making an adapter for it for the Smash release. I think it's already out, actually, which is nice, so... Son of a bitch, dude. Really? Oh, no way. No way, I missed a coin. Son of a bitch, I have to get the backup coin now. I mean, that's not a bad thing, but damn, dude, that's so annoying. I went into class 3 days ago, and there was porn on the screen of my laptop. Thank God I was in the back and in the class, and my volume was muted. A+. A+, dude. Miss Spite? Oh my God. Was she like the meanest woman in the world? Did she do everything to harm you? Was she just like, eh? Every passing moment. Just looking at her, just like, oh, I bet you wanted to do that. Yeah, I did it. To spite you. Life's a bitch, isn't it, kid? What's up, what pony? How you doing, dude? Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream, my friend. I hope you're having a good evening. I think people are home, which is exciting. Come on, get up there. Goodbye.